Welcome to Glasgow Go Getters YouTube channel. My name is Kit. In this video, I want to speak to you about my highs and lows of becoming a life coach, launching my website, and putting the workshops that I'm currently facilitating all in place. Let's start off with where it all began. Way back in March, April 2018. The story goes something like this. I was a workshop attendee. It was a workshop that was appealing and attractive to me because it was something that I connected with and resonated with. I can't exactly remember the content. So it was about authenticity, I think. And the woman who was facilitating the workshop has become my life coach that I've worked with since then. As I was sitting through this in-person workshop that we had back then, before COVID took over our lives, I approached this woman. I said to her, I asked her, could you be my life coach? Because I want to do what you are doing in this workshop. I want to set up my own business. I want to facilitate workshops like this. Now, back then, my goal was to have in-person workshops. However, due to COVID, that's not possible at the moment. So my goal at the end of last year was to facilitate online workshops. So let me share with you the highs and lows of getting where I am today. So it's almost 3 years. I couldn't have done this if I hadn't been working on myself consistently. Notice the word I used, consistently. Because if I wasn't working on myself consistently, I wouldn't be where I am today, because it takes a lot of determination, resilience, focus, discipline to work consistently on myself. When COVID hit Scotland, we went into a 3-month lockdown. That threw me off course. I adjusted and adapted to a new way of life. The highs and lows before COVID came along were, how do I get to where I want to be in order to set up my own business? How do I get to where I want to be in order to become a life coach? So I had the knowledge. I didn't have the skills yet. So I needed to develop my public speaking, my leadership skills, my resilience, because if I am coaching my clients to get more out of life, it only makes sense for me to coach myself to get more out of life. So therefore, that's what I've been doing since I began my life transformation almost 10 years ago. In June 2011, I was introduced to a nutrition company called Herbalife. You may have heard of it. The company was and still is massive on self-development. That's what helped me to transform my life from being stuck in a very deep rut, couldn't find a way out, to gradually climbing out of it. This is why I know it's possible to get what you want, because I've gotten so much since June 2011. I've achieved massive goals like setting up my business, and smaller goals like completing a women's 10k and the Scottish run, which was a 10k. Now, I'm saying it's a small goal. It wasn't back then. However, now that I've achieved it, it seemed that small. So that's my background. The highs and lows of launching the business website, setting up a Facebook page, creating a business logo, that's all been adventurous because I'm not so focused on the result. I've enjoyed the entire journey, the ups and downs, the highs and lows, the ins and outs, and focusing on the details, working consistently on myself. That's been an adventure to me. It's like going on a roller coaster ride where you are slowly climbing up the incline, the steep incline, and then zoom, you're coming down from the incline. You're going zoom, 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 and lightning speed. And that's what it's felt like when I'm faced with challenges. That's like climbing up the steep incline of a roller coaster. Then when I do get to a certain goal, it feels like coming down from the steep incline of the roller coaster. So I've enjoyed the entire journey of the last 3 years of where I began when I had this, what felt like and seemed like a crazy idea to set up my own business, have my own brand, have a website. It's got Glasgow Go-Getter on it, which I will make another video of why I called it Glasgow Go-Getter. In this video, I want to focus on sharing with you the highs and lows of it. So let's go back to when I decided to set up the business as Glasgow Go-Getter. I wanted a branding, so I reached out and asked for recommendations on someone who could help me with my branding and the business logo. Then the company's website came along. The logo took about 5 months to materialize because there's so much details I had to focus on: the color, the shape, what it means to the company, what it means to me, what it means to help clients to get what they want. So I was focusing on, since it was called Glasgow Go-Getter, there needed to be something that catches that eye, and I'll be sharing that with you in a later video. The entire process of getting the idea from my head and out onto paper, then sharing it with my website designer, Stuart Aiken from Aiken Designs, and telling him what I want as a brand, as a company, a logo. It was all so much fun. And then finally, when I saw the end result, I felt triumphant. Yes, I've got a company, not logo. Yes, I've got a branding. And now that my life coaching website has launched, I'm facilitating workshops, I visualize getting branding on mugs, pens, t-shirts, and etc, etc, etc. So I want to share with you a particular low. I'm not so clued up on technology, and when you're running a business online, you need to know and have the skills of putting things together online. So I'm not that clued up with technology. I don't enjoy learning technology online. However, it has become a must. So my go-to person has been my awesome Aussie hubby, who is an IT engineer. Here's the first person I'd call. Could you fix this for me? I don't know how to do this. So he's been an exceptional support system for my business, for me, and to get the workshops off the ground. He's worked with my website designer, Stuart, as well, to get things put into place for the website and the workshops. There have been times when it's frustrating due to the time differences with my awesome Aussie hubby and myself. For those who don't know, my husband lives in Sydney in Australia. Total different time zones. So at the moment, it's 6 o'clock in the morning in Sydney. Well, here in Glasgow, it's almost 7 o'clock in the evening. So that's one thing that frustrates me, to know when I have to wait until he wakes up before I can get his support with IT. Another challenge with getting the business off the ground was when COVID came along last year. My initial goal was to launch the website at the end of February. However, in February, cases of COVID were appearing in Glasgow, in Scotland, and then at the end of March, we were in complete lockdown, which meant that I would have to adjust to a different way of life. So because I was focusing on that, the launching of the website had to be put to the back burner. 6 months later, during this pandemic, I launched the website anyway. At the end of last year, end of November, December, I decided it's time to get this business off the ground. What can I do to get traffic, to let people know what I do, what services I provide? And I came up with the idea that, originally I wanted to facilitate in-person workshops. I can still do that online. So therefore, I reached out to my life coach, Claire Bennett, whom I met at Toastmasters. It's an international public speaking organisation. She's been supporting me ever since and giving me ideas, giving me tips, sharing her what worked and what hasn't worked. And the most frustrating thing has been doing daily consistent tasks to gain traffic, to let people know I'm here, this is me, I'm Kit, I'm from Glasgow Go Getter Life Coaching Company. I am facilitating workshops to help you get more out of life, because I've gotten so much out of life in the past 9 years and etc. months. It can happen to you as well. You can get what you want. So this is why I am sharing all this with you, because it has been a journey of many highs and many lows. Success cannot be rushed. Success takes time. And during the course of the last 9 years and the next number of months, I have developed my patience. Now, that was one of the things that I'd never, ever possessed as a skill until I started transforming my life, working hard on myself, which has been the biggest investment I have ever made. I want to share a big high with you now. I am confident that I have what it takes to get my business off the ground and help people get more out of life, because I've done it. I'm just an ordinary, everyday woman from Glasgow who has worked consistently hard on herself, invested daily time on working hard on myself to get more out of life. And you can too get more out of life. And just because we're going through this crazy times, this pandemic that's gotten us in another lockdown here in Glasgow, doesn't mean you got to put your life on hold. And what do I mean by that? I'm currently working on learning 普通话, which means Mandarin. I want to learn Mandarin because I want to expand my horizons. I am also reading self-help books, I'm attending seminars, workshops, I'm connecting with more people from the business world because I want more out of life. It's still possible, is what I'm sharing with you. You can still get what you want, even though you and I are going through this pandemic. Don't need to put your life on hold. You can still go for it, just do it. And this is why I'm here facilitating my workshops. This is why I'm here as a life coach. This is why I've launched my business, because I want to see other people get more out of life instead of focusing on what they don't want. I want to help them to get more of what they do want. Now, if you're on board with me, my next workshop is going to be next Wednesday, the 24th of February, from 7 p.m. to 9:30 GMT time. GMT is London, Edinburgh, Dublin time. If you're interested in coming along to this fabulous free workshop to learn how to get more out of your life, please comment in the comments, share this video and subscribe to my channel. I hope you got something valuable from this video, and stay safe, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Stay safe. take care of yourself is buy from Glasgow Go Getter and me, Kit.